How's it going, everyone? This is SoulCinch here, and if I'm acting a little different than normal, it's because I am drunk, a little drunk, and I just woke up from a nap. But I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience with the COVID-19 vaccine. I got my second dose of the vaccine a little over a week ago. This past Friday made a week since I got my second dose. And I just wanted to make a video about my experience with the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, I just want to say, before anyone says anything about me being drunk or whatever, because I know there's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there, the reason I drank some today is because this is the first day I've had off in 6 days. I'm used to working 2 days straight at the most. Most of the time my weeks broke up where I work every other day. But this week, or this past week, because someone was out sick and we're really short-handed, I ended up working 6 days straight. So, yeah. Now you can understand why I was drinking earlier. But basically, my experience with the COVID vaccine was not that bad. My first shot, I had virtually no side effects whatsoever. My arm was a little sore that night. That was really the only side effects I had. And then the second shot, I had some more side effects, but they weren't really all that bad. Let's adjust this a little bit. The second shot, my arm was sore for about 3 days, which I don't know if that was from the vaccine or just the way the nurse gave me the shot, because I got it at 2 different places. I got the Moderna vaccine. I know there's like 3 or 4. There's like the Moderna, the Pfizer, the J&J, and I think there's another one now. But basically, I got the Moderna vaccine, and I got it the first shot at one pharmacy, and then they were in the middle of changing some stuff over, so I ended up getting my second shot at another pharmacy. And the nurse that gave me the first shot did it really quickly, like he just jabbed me and pulled it straight out after he gave the medicine. And then the second nurse that gave me the vaccine, she went much slower. She like slowly put the needle in when she gave me the vaccine. I don't know if that's how they're supposed to do it or if that's just how she did it. But basically my arm was pretty sore for about 3 days. And it also felt more achy after the second shot than the first shot. Like the day after I got my second vaccine, it didn't really felt like I slept that night. It felt like I did a full day's work instead of sleeping. But it wasn't really anything unbearable. It wasn't anything terrible. Um, I didn't feel very sick or anything like that. Though I will have to say the weirdest the weirdest side effect I've had has been I've been hearing this like weird voice in my head that sounds like Joe Biden that keeps telling me to support the Chinese government. That's a joke, by the way. I am not hearing a voice in my head. I know, like, all the conspiracy theorists out there that think this is some kind of, like, mind control microchip. That was a joke. I'm not hearing a voice in my head. Because I know there's a lot of people out there. Oh, shit. Okay, I'll deal with that later. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are buying into the conspiracy theories about the vaccine being poison, the microchip, da 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 da. I don't believe any of that. I don't think any of that's true. And the whole magnet thing, I also don't believe in. I've tried, like, literally, as soon as I got home from getting my second shot, I tried putting a magnet on a bunch of places on my body. I cannot get a magnet to stick to me. The only way I can make a magnet stick to my skin is if I was hot and sweaty, and like, or if I was dirty and my skin was just kind of sticky from dirt. But that doesn't really have anything to do with magnetics. That's just my skin being gross. A magnet will not stick to my skin. I don't know if I got the wrong vaccine or what. I was kind of looking forward to having some freaking Magneto powers like Heisenberg from Resident Evil 8, like drawing metal to me, I was kind of looking forward to that, but yeah, nothing, magnets won't stick to my skin, so I don't have Magneto powers now. But yeah, I definitely anyone out there who is who is a little nervous about getting the shot based on the side effects and all that, I'd recommend going ahead and getting the vaccine, because I haven't really had any sort of really bad side effects. At a few days, cause see, like, I got the vaccine on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I felt pretty achy. Monday I felt good, and then Tuesday I started having some sinus problems or a slight cold. I'm not sure which. I never ran a fever. In fact, I'm still dealing with it now. I don't know if you could tell on my voice or anything, but I'm still dealing with a little bit of sinus troubles. I don't know if that's caused by the vaccine, because a handful of my coworkers have also been having some sinus troubles, so I don't really think that's from the vaccine or anything. I think that's just sinuses. But yeah, I know of one person who had to be hospitalized from the vaccine, and they had some sort of like weird allergy that made it to where they had like a weird allergy to stuff that was found in certain vaccines and certain medicines, and their doctor told them not to get the vaccine because of that, and they went and got the vaccine anyway, and they ended up being hospitalized. But that's not really the vaccine, that's just them having, like, their doctor told them not to get the vaccine. And apart from that, the worst I've heard is my dad had a coworker who felt like they had the flu for about a day. But most people I know that have gotten the vaccine haven't really had that serious of side effects. For example, my grandfather, who is 90 years old and has suffered multiple major, like 2 major strokes, a bunch of light strokes, a major heart attack, open heart surgery. He had a pacemaker put in about 5 years ago. So he's had a lot of health issues. You know, he's not in tip-top shape, but I mean, he's doing pretty good for 90 years old. But he got his vaccine back in February whenever like it was first approved for people to get the vaccine. He got the vaccine, and he is doing perfectly fine. He had virtually no side effects. So yeah, unless your doctor tells you not to get the vaccine, I would go ahead and get it. Especially if you're the type of person who can't stand wearing a mask. Now the CDC has announced that it is safe for fully vaccinated people to go out in public without a mask on. I'll still wear it depending on how crowded it is or who I'm around. It's like I work at a grocery store, and I mostly don't wear my mask unless I'm on an aisle that has a lot of people on it, or if I do a carry out for a older person who looks sickly or something like that. But I don't have to wear a mask. I still do around certain people just to be on the safe side, but the CDC has announced that fully vaccinated people no longer have to wear a mask. So, you know, if you're tired of wearing that mask, I'd recommend just getting the vaccine and getting it over with. Like I said, I had the Moderna vaccine, and I had virtually no side effects. My dad, who is 58 and in relatively good health, got the Moderna vaccine. He didn't have any side effects. I think my grandparents had the Pfizer vaccine. I'm not 100% positive, but I know both my grandparents on my dad's side as well as my grandma on my mom's side had the vaccine, and it was one of the 2-shot variants. And all 3 of them were perfectly fine. None of them had major side effects or anything. So, yeah, that's more or less what my experience with getting the COVID-19 vaccine was. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you're just stumbling across my channel for the first time researching the COVID vaccine, I make music and videos primarily on hip-hop. If you think you'd be interested in that, go ahead and scroll through my videos, see what I have to offer. And if you like any of my other videos, I'd highly recommend dropping a like, subscribing. Anything helps the channel grow. And yeah. Peace.